It is March 31st and currently it's warm. And I want to take a look around the garden at how I'm labeling my flowers as they come out, because that's kind of hilarious. Fascinating. You know, honeybees love crocuses and they love the snowdrops, but they could care less about all these daffodils. But I care about the daffodils, so let's go take a look. It's getting to be that time of year again, where the extent to which my garden is ridiculous with the flowers becomes pretty obvious. So, well, there's a fly on that daffodil. So here we have it. I'm actually really liking the crocuses too. Some of them are actually getting overcrowded. Everything but purple tends to get stolen and eaten a lot, or just doesn't divide as readily. Here's a yellow crocus. It's been open a while, so it's a little bit roughed up. And then the windflowers are underneath that particular daffodil. They're probably going to open pretty soon. I can see their buds. So I've been going around itemizing my my daffs. So the first ones to open are way down here, and I decided to start labeling, not only with markers that say thin me, but also with markers that say what day they opened. So those were the very first ones, and they're cute, and I do think that they're unique. Like, I don't think they're anywhere else in the garden. I think those are special ones. And then there's a whole bunch of them that are really the same that opened during the week of like March 19, 20. But that one was solidly a week sooner. And they're smaller, and their trumpets are larger. So each day when one just kind of starts to pop open. So for example, this one popped yesterday and it'll finish today. That is when I'm marking them, is when the little outer petioles start to unfurl. So this one needs marked today. And I'm going to mark that as coinciding with orange crocuses, otherwise I won't know what the additional bulbs are. And yeah, I really enjoy how ridiculous it is with the flowers. Like, this is just a fun shot. Watch this. We can fly, but it's all flowers. These stay blooming from like late February to the end of March and beyond. And the bees love them. That's good stuff. I may as well quickly talk about some vegetables out here, I guess. There are 3, I guess, surviving teeny tiny little rhubarbs over here. There was a spider on my hand. I had to blow him away. No sign yet of the asparagus coming up, but this rhubarb's doing great. I don't see any sign of... Oh, hey, there are some seedlings coming up. That happened like yesterday. Maybe this morning. Do I see you? Or am I imagining you? Yeah. These are rutabaga under the screen. I don't see them coming up in there, but there's a few coming up in here, which will be nice. These guys, if I don't pull them, I had been calling these winter cress, but it turns out this is bitter cress. They're edible, but maybe I should actually try winter cress to see if that's tastier, if I can get my hands on some. But this is a rather aggressively reseeding plant. Stays green all winter, which is nice. But the trouble is that it goes to seed extensively and very early. So one of the things that I'm constantly weeding out here in the wintertime is getting the bitter cress out of the ground. So there's still some parsnips in the ground here, and I've got my tea with me, as I often do. Here's another one that's got flowers, two more that's got flowers. I can see what one of my chores is today, and I don't know, in here there's just not like a whole lot going on right now, but there will be. I'll just leave that gate open for the moment. Those are so bright and cheery. I like those. Then, let's see. All of these little Stella d'Oro lilies that I kept having to shove back in the dirt over the winter seem to be doing alright. They're coming up. They're going to be good food once they get themselves established. But pretty soon it'll be more than just white, yellow, and purple. Because some of these daffodils are really fascinating colors. And the hyacinth is bloomed out front, and these bigger crocuses are doing great. I may end up moving some of them, but you can see them here, and 2 or 3 daffodils there. Can't smell them yet. They're not all the way open yet, but oh, they smell like sugar when they do. And these are the historic ones that I got down the way from the vacant lot right before they tore the house down, and or was it right after? Either way. Look at these, they're huge. Those are huge. And that's a happy bee. The fire pit's looking good. I want to take the tarping around this part and along the front. I am hoping that that will allow for actual full removal of this bittersweet that has become one with my fence. And then I think I've got a decent plan for the 2 pawpaw. I'm probably just gonna put a cut in the black plastic and angle bricks so that the water goes in to them in the area that I wanted, and then I'll just have a strip of black plastic when I'm done with that. And then of course the highway noise below, but the terracing project is also down there where you can't really see it. Sometimes I can see it from here. I'm not sure if you got to see that or not. The black plastic is to kill off the weeds. It gets really hot in the summertime, which helps solar treat and kill the seeds, while light exclusion and dryness kills the previous roots, as well as the heat. So those are useful tools. And then my lawn over there, it's largely taken over by a combination of Vinca minor and the Asian bittersweet. Here it's decent, except that right here we've got this invasive honeysuckle going. I think it's a Japanese honeysuckle. It's very common. You see it everywhere because it takes over. And it's taken over my fence and is tendriling out into the yard, so we'll see. Got some bulbs up underneath the elderberry here. You can see it's wrapped around my ankle. That's annoying. It's all wrapped around the hill too. Oh yeah, it's all the way out to here, which is quite a distance. This is the elderberry in early spring. The branches die from time to time, so that's kind of a sign of that. You might be able to get a good look at both the mature wood and younger wood all in this same shot at this focal distance. It's a pretty big difference, but they're all definitely coming from the same. I mean, like even just these two right here. That's definitely the same tree. I mean, look. It's coming out of it. But then the bark type for the mature wood and the young wood is very, very different. So these are American American elderberry that I've picked up from the edge of a field in Katanning, so I'm not sure if they're exact. But, oh look, they're budding out. I have not yet moved my plum. I keep worrying because it keeps dipping below freezing. But I should probably do that anyhow. These are so cute. I really love bulb flowers. Like, I really do. Yep. So that's how things are looking here. Strawberry lot is ready for this row is going to be ever-bearing strawberries, and I'm going to put one here for that as well. Looks like Gloria the Snow is popping out of the ground right now. And I can see that a lot of those really adorable chives are popping up again too. These bloom later because, oddly enough, like I was raised being told that raised beds warmed up sooner, but in reality I am finding in Pittsburgh that they stay frozen longer. So that's definitely a difference. So you can see that the crocuses, these are early spring crocuses, but they're pretty freshly bloomed. Like some of these weren't even open yet yesterday, and they are today, because this ground inside these tires has been frozen rock solid still until, you know, maybe yesterday, the day before. Very, very late March. And we are definitely having a later spring this year too, because the white daffodils, 3 days ago I saw a photo in my Facebook feed as a memory that showed white daffodils fully open already on this date last year. I don't remember what day the apple and pear started blooming, but There's no sign of that yet. Maybe a little bright, little reddish buds. The Saskatoon has got little like pussy willy tufts on it. The cherry is, the buds are starting to green up a little bit on the cherry. Specifically that cherry, which is a bush cherry. Yeah, maybe I should do the moving of the plum today. The cherries, this cherry is, its buds aren't. Well, that bud is green. So yeah, I think I'd better move that plum today, regardless of the fact that it's going to freeze again pretty soon. Alright, looks like I've only got maybe one, maybe two daffodils to label today. And then a whole lot of digging, and then my taxes. Oh my goodness, my taxes. And that's about it. Happy spring! It's 45 degrees out here, and it is March 31st. And it's really pretty. Yay. Bye.